Alright, so a new copter has been added to the fleet. This is the Hyperlow Modular. This comes out of Southern California. Richard Howarth is the designer and pilot. I met this guy when I was in Vegas for a DR1 event. Real super nice guy. He's got a European accent. I think he originally hails from the UK. He's been living in Southern California for a while. He's in the hotbed of coptering, and he's got this very stylish style of frame that is a super low top deck, stretch style, really right up my alley for the most part. He does a unibody style that can be built with all the electronics underneath, and I'll be doing that a little bit later. But for now, I wanted to get the modular one built. I'm getting ready to go to Multi-GP International Open, so I wanted something that was going to be easy to fix in the field or overnight if I smash stuff. It's got they call it the modular because it has replaceable arms. This one's set up as a freestyle rig. They offer a 30-degree GoPro mount, but the way that it's set up, you can run much more angle than that. So I'm probably going to end up swapping some of that out for my normal 40-degree stuff that I'm used to flying. But let's take a look inside real quick. This is using the XRotor 40 amp 4-in-1 along with the plug-in flight control. One thing that I did have to do is chop off the future port, I call it. There's a header receptacle that's on the top for the VTX that's coming soon. That's never going to fit into this build, so I chopped that off with some cutters. Using Hobbywing XRotor 2205-2600 motors. This is a TBS VTX, and I chose a RunCam Micro because that's what, or it's a Mini rather, I'm sorry. It's what I had in the box, and I did have to make a slight modification to the mounts. Just heated up a wrench and melted it through to put some holes a little bit further forward from the stock mounts. It's a smaller camera, so that needed to come forward. This is set up with the smart audio for the TBS VTX, so the audio wire actually goes into UART6, and then I have the OSD set up on this. This is the first time I've done OSD. So coming out of your camera, you take the video wire, and that comes into the video out, and then you run the other side, the video in, back to the VTX harness. And what that does is it gives you on-screen display. That's what OSD stands for. Voltage, current, lots of other stuff, timers. It's very cool. I've never had OSD before, so I think that that's pretty neat. And because of the smart audio stuff, you can change the channels of your VTX all through your OSD. Very cool. This has the new, also the Azure props on it. I've flown dual blades and Dell props and all that for a long time. Hobbywingdirect.com will be bringing in a bunch of Azure stuff, so we're looking forward to getting these out to you guys. I have been flying them and loving them for about a week now, so far so good. They've been kind of the unsung hero of the back of the prop world from what the rumor mill tells me, or the hype train stuff, so I'm very excited to get these, some more opinions on these, I guess is a better thing. What else? Power cap install. I added 2 small sections of wire just to make it easier. Like I kind of always do that with the power cap so that the leads don't get broken and you can mount it safe. The tricky part was the receiver. I had to chase the receiver wire between the decks to get the receiver mounted to the bottom. No big deal there. And that's about it though. I think rig update for the Hyperlow setup. And I've got the maiden done. Flights went real well. I'm super excited to have another copter in the fleet. This makes 4 5-inch copters. To the Great Escape to meet my uncle and my aunt. See, Great Escape. What's the Great Escape got? Great Escape has a windmill in the parking lot. I drove by like a bunch of windmills and an airplane right there. So we're probably in a total no-fly zone. But I got a spotter and it's private property and I think we're okay. So give it a whirl.